Hi everybody, I'm here today to talk about Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. Park Chan-wook's incredible journey into what can go wrong inside of a hostage negotiation. Really, this movie is just basically about a young man, a young deaf man, who is trying to find money for his sister's kidney operation because he's trying to also figure out someone who will also have like a good kidney for her. So he ends up going the terrible route of going to the black market and offering up his kidney, not knowing that his kidney is actually not the same blood type. He basically ends up being burned by the black market and waking up, finding out that his kidney and all of his money, the 10 million wen, I believe, is the currency, and he figures out that it's all been taken. And then right after that, he learns that a new kidney has been found by the hospital, and that that it costs 10 million wen. So he's pretty much burned trying to figure out what he has to do. So he ends up deciding to kidnap his boss's friend's daughter. He thinks that he should do it to the boss, the actual boss, his boss, because he fired him. But people would start looking and knowing that it was him because he was laid off just recently. The main thing about this movie is what could go wrong during a hostage negotiation. Everything can go wrong, and everything. I will not say any more. I will not say anything more other than hostage negotiations are a very tricky business, and this is not the kind of movie that really you can guess a lot with, because in hostage negotiation movies, I usually go in and I think, the main character is, like he's going to end up seeing his child again and everything's going to be okay. Well, you can't assume anything in this movie. It's really strange. Park Chan-wook is just really good at delivering a extremely thrilling, unique movie. One of the things that I love in this movie is that I love the characters, every single one of them. I love the kidnapper, I love the child, I love the person who had his child kidnapped. All the characters themselves are very, very, they're all very fragile, very unique characters. All of them have their own souls, their own lives, they have their loves and they have their sadness. There's not a moment in this movie where you're going to be saying, I fucking hate you. Not at all. There's not a single character that you can say that to in this movie. All the characters in this movie are absolutely fantastic. The next thing that I really love in this movie is the sound usage. The sound usage in this movie is really interesting. There's absolutely no music in this movie at all. It's very eerie. It reminded me, like, with the factory sounds, it reminded me of David Lynch's Eraserhead. And in that, you get to hear, like, all the little clinks and clangs off in the background. You get to hear, people yelling off in the distance. All just it's a very honed in hearing. Park Chan-wook really has a good sound guy for this movie, because it's just hearing this film is fantastic. The kidnapper himself is completely deaf and mute. And one thing that you get to hear is from his perspective of hearing. It almost sounds like you're underneath water when you're sitting there, like when he's sitting there and you're getting his perspective, like you're getting his view when he's looking at somebody trying to read their lips. One other thing that I love about this movie is the cinematography, which will be the last thing I'm going to talk about. Cinematography in this film is absolutely fantastic. It's just very unique. It's like you get strange little shots, like when someone's walking up the stairs, you get a direct look at the stairs from the side, and someone walking up the stairs. It's just a very beautiful shot. There's another shot that I really, really love in this film, where they're sitting there watching the television, and the kidnapper and kidnapper's girlfriend are on the other side, and you get to see like the back of the TV in both of them. It's just a strange shot, but at the same time, it's just like, ooh, I really like it. I really love, every single angle I get to see, because every little angle, it's like, here's a bird angle, here's like what a rat's angle would look like looking up. They do really, really good. It doesn't get off the wall at all either. It's very, it's unique and it's out there, but at the same time, it's pretty conventional, which I really, really like. The only things that I could say that are bad about this movie is that it is not for the faint of heart. This movie is an unrelenting drama. There is tiny, tiny little moments of brevity, of brief happiness. But at the same time, this is not a happy movie. This is definitely not a happy movie. This is the polar opposite of a happy movie. It's an extreme drama, and it's not one of them kind of movies that you're going to be able to watch all the time. Some days I'm just going to want to watch, a comedy. Some days I'm going to want to watch Aliens. But I'm not going to say that I'm probably going to have a lot of days where it's like, I want to watch something that's like Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. I love dramas. I love them a lot. But this movie is very, very dark in comparison to other movies. I give this movie 2 huge thumbs up. I highly recommend it for people who like putting themselves in other people's shoes, because in this movie, you really do feel for the bad guys and the good guys. If you can call them bad or good guys, that everything is a gray in this. It's not, like, completely defined, It's not like Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men. I'm able to, like, point at you and say, you are fucking evil. There's nobody in this movie that I can just point at and say, you're fucking evil. That's just the way it is. 2 thumbs up. Highly recommend it. Go check it out, guys. It's a great movie, and it is the precursor to Old Boy. And if you don't know what Old Boy is, and you think you're a movie fan, well, you're not a movie fan if you haven't seen Old Boy. Peace out, guys. Highly recommend it. Go check it out. Pressing the stop button now.